Hello everyone, welcome back. As always, I'm Dan at Tring Repair and Key Shop. Happy New Year! I missed a chance to say Merry Christmas, but what can you do? Now there's a whole bunch of you new subscribers turned up since the last time I uploaded, so welcome aboard. Anyway, today I've got a video showing you these wicked Barker's boots. We're doing a conversion job on them, so stay tuned to see what it's all about. Okay, cool, so let's talk about the job. So we've got these awesome Barker's brogue boots in this wicked colour. It's like a bright tan, maybe a sort of sunburst colour. Now what we're doing is actually a conversion job. So they're full leather soles, a bit of a peaky hole just there, but what the customer wants to do is convert them to rubber Dainite soles. Dainite's really popular, everyone knows Dainite, that really recognisable stud pattern. Rumour has it, no one knows where Dainite soles actually came from. I like to think they just arrived from outer space one day. So we're going to strip off the leather, replace it with Dainite. We're going to replace the heels with the branded Dainite heels also. Something interesting about this boot is it's got a double sole at the front there, double thickness with a midsole, and then it tapers down to a single sole there. So once we take it apart, we're just going to check the midsole, check it's all groovy, replace it if we have to, and see what the story is. So let's get cracking. Okay, here we go. Let's get started, people. So we've got our boot on the last. First thing we need to do is remove the top lift. Alright, so the next order of business, my friends, is to remove RESOLE. So what we're going to do is to release some of the old cement. What we're going to use is some RESOLE, it's called. Now what you can do is splash this all over normally, but because we've got such a nice tan colour, I don't want to get anything on there, so I'm just going to sponge it on. It's going to soak through the leather, dissolve some of the old cement, so it just makes it easier to get the sole off once we've cut through the stitching. Okay, right, let's get this out of the way. So that's it. What we're going to do is just work at getting the sole off. So we're just going to cut between the welt and the leather sole, cut through the old stitching. Now what I'm doing is cutting just above the midsole that we've got there. Now if you're wondering why I'm going around the heel block, there's no stitches there, but we do want to release the glue because we don't want the welt to come away when we're taking the heel block off, because it's a 360 welt, which means it goes all the way around. So what I'm doing here is just working, taking the heel block off. And if it wasn't obvious why we take the heel block off, it's so we can remove the entire sole from underneath the heel block, because we're replacing the entire sole. I want to try and do this gently so we don't misshape the heel block at all, because we need to use it again when we put the new heels on. Whoa! And there it is. And before we finally take the whole sole off, we're just snipping these old pins, these nails, so we can get them out nice and easy. This is my favourite bit, ladies and gents. Yeah. One old sole off. Hey! Okay, so let me show you what we've got. We can see our shank there, it's absolutely fine, doesn't need replacing. There's some cork missing, going to replace that. These nails just there, we're going to poke them out, take them out from the inside so we can put fresh nails in. The midsole, I've already pre-removed it so I can show you. That will very easily just pop off. Cork's fine under there, absolutely fine. They're almost new shoes. Now our midsole here, it is a bit worn, so let's make a new one. Bye bye old nails. Today was not your day. Just gonna whip out the laces to make it easier to get to the old nails. And they can stay out for the rest of the repair really. Safety first, just so the laces don't get sucked in the machine. Not like I say it's ever happened in my career, but you know, can't hurt to be cautious. Come on, Mr. Nail. I just want to be friends. So what we got to do now is take out these old stitches, because of course you can see the stitches from the top when we stitch on a new sole. Is this tedious? Yes. Does it take a long time? Yes. Do I want to do it? No. Well, no, I sort of do, because it's the proper job, right? And no, what we're going to do is just use this spreading tool to just get in between. This is called a storm welt, which I haven't told you before, have I? But I'm going to spread this open just so we can get to these old stitches a little better. Now, the reason this is called a storm welt is when there's a storm and there's really deep water, it stops the water getting on your feet. And you can see there's that little ridge there that comes up onto the upper. Stops the storm getting into your shoe. I don't know if that's true. I just made it up. I'd like to think it's true. Anyway, what we're going to use is just a picker to unpick each of these threads. Okay. I won't show you the whole lot because we can't have you guys sitting here for hours and hours whilst I piddle about. But here we go. Let's speed it up, shall we? Now, one thing I'm not sure if I just mentioned a minute ago is that other than just aesthetics and looks, if we leave these old stitches in, it gets in the way of the machine and the new thread that we're stitching in. It just makes a right mess of it. So obviously we don't want that. So once I've picked these out, I'm just going to go around and pull all these loose threads out, and then we can move on. It's a goddamn stitches graveyard down here. That sole was from his brother. Now, next, we need to sort this gap out, plug it up with some cork filler. Where's my cork filler? Here it is. So, crack open our tin of Flexo Fill. This flexible cork is just going to smudge into the cavity that's missing cork. Take up that space. Now, the reason I put cork in the cavity of a Goodyear welted shoe is because it squashes down when you wear it. It just gives it that extra layer of comfort. I have seen some of the guys using this cool melting iron to melt the cork flat, but I don't have one of those, so you just have to make do with thumbs and a hammer. Okay, so where are we up to? We've got our original boot sole prepared, and we've got to do the midsole. So here's our old midsole, and I've cut out a new fresh midsole. What we need to do is just apply some cement, some contact adhesive to the new midsole and the boot, and then get it all together. So let's get sticky. All right, so just put a nice liberal coat on the sole. Okay, only down to the midsole section. We can glue the rest in a minute. That side. You know, I feel like I could do with a new brush. I think I'm going to treat myself, and all of us really, to a new brush. So once that's dry, we're going to pop it in the infrared heat lamp to heat it up and activate the glue, and then we can stick it together. So just while we've got a minute while the glue is drying over there, I'm going to oil my Victor outsole stitcher because we're going to use it in a minute. I haven't oiled it for about a week. So I've got my Tin Man oil can here. I'm going to do it. Let me see if I can freestyle show you. All right, let's see how well this goes. So we've got our squeezy oil. So we've got multiple oil portholes. You can see that I've done that one already. Okay, and it just goes in there, and this squeezes oil inside the machine to all of the moving mechanical parts. And I'm realizing at the minute it's very hard to film and do at the same time, but we'll do as best as we can, eh? Don't forget this little one down the side. Oh, can't forget this little guy. Okay, there's the phone, so I've got to go. Okay, so now he's nice and hot. I'm just going to line our midsole up where we want it, which is easy peasy. It's just where the old one was. So we are going to roll him on and then give him a whack. Okay, cool. So now we'll just chop this off. Free shoe repair for anybody who recognised Stargate playing in the background. I'm just joking. Free what? We don't do that. Blasphemy. Okay, rock and roll. So we're up to the point of, we've got our midsole on, all shaped around, and our shoes ready to have cement on for the Dainite sole to go on. Now I've already glued up this shoe and this sole, so we can move them out the way. Now I did promise you guys and myself a new brush. So without further ado, let's stop mucking around. So, the problem is I've got ahead of myself. Got the new brush out. Didn't get rid of the old one. Let's just put that there. Okay, so we can start getting sticky with our new Dainite sole. So I'm going to put a couple of coats on the leather just so it soaks in nicely, and once again back to the heat lamp, and I will show you us pressing the sole on.
Hi Dad.
Hi mate.
You.
Cheers. Now actually, as we speak, just received a mail order job. I love receiving mail order jobs, it feels like Christmas, but what is it? You're just going to have to wait until the next video to see. Okay, it's business time. Now when we're getting our Dainite sole on, we need to make sure we line it up just right so that the stud pattern is dead centered when we come to stitch around it. pretty good to me. Okay, so where we're up to is our sole's on, and this is the point where I just tape up around the uppers just to protect it from any grease or marks from the machinery we're about to put it on. 10 points if you noticed I've changed my hat. Ravens. Okay, cool. So here's where we're up to. Our sole is stitched on nicely. Now what we need to do is just dye the edges, finish them up nicely before we can then start working on the heel blocks. Okay, rock and roll. So we're up to putting the heel blocks on. So what we've got, the old heel block we've taken off, and of course our new Dainite heel. Now you know the score by now. What we're going to do, put our contact adhesive on, put it together. Now here's one I made earlier. Cheesy, I know, but I wanted to show you something you might not be able to see very well. Let me see. But on one side of the heel block is slightly higher than the other. Now you don't get this on all shoes, you only get it on certain shoes. Now the reason they do this, the raised side of the heel block, is to go on the inside edge of the shoe, or in this case the boot, and that's to act as a little bit of an arch support. So of course what we need to do is pay attention to this and put it back on the right shoe, so we've got the arch support in the right place. It'll also be sending the customer sideways if it's on the wrong side, won't it? So, new brush, get our glue on the heel block. Right, and up the heel. Once again, let it dry, heat it up, stick it on. and then I'll show you how we secure these Dainite heels. So our heel blocks put together, glue on the heel block, and what we've done is just sanded an appropriate area on the sole for where we're putting the heel block onto, and cement on there also. And then we're going to press it together. The difference of this is we're going to press it with the pneumatic press, and then we're going to put some nails in it, in the handy nail holes that the Dainite heels have. Okay. Now I'm pretty bummed at the minute because things don't always go to plan, so I was going to show you the original heel block is a stacked leather heel block and it's coming apart. The multiple layers are there, the original glue has come unstuck from the heat. So we need to fix that. We need to take it all apart and glue it back together, which is a bit of a pain, so I'm not going to film it, I'm just going to do it. And in fact, carry on this video tomorrow because it's night time now, but I will catch you in a bit. Okay, so now we can get back to what we were doing. Our Dainite heels come with these convenient little nail holes. So, you guessed it, we're going to put our heel block nails in these holes. Okay, let's get to it. You knew that song was coming. I think some of you only check in just to hear that song. And now what we're just going to do, just before any of you pesky lot moan, is take a punch and just drive the nails all the way down through these holes. Okay, so we're on the home stretch now. What we need to do is just head over to the machine and whip off this excess material to make the heel nice and flush and give it a nice finish. Okay, cool, getting there. So, job done, but we are just going to give the uppers some attention. The owner's done a real good job of keeping these almost immaculate, to be honest, but we're just going to run around with some Woolly nourishing leather cream just to preserve the leather a bit and give it a nice sheen. So, I'm just going to take a velvet cloth and apply it all over. I'm going to get in all the cracks as well, just to get all that nourishing goodness in any dry spots. Okay, cool, job done. Our Dainite sole conversion is accomplished. Job done. I'm pretty happy with how that's come out. Now, that is the video. Thanks for watching. If you made it all the way to the end, hit like, give me a thumbs up. It helps other people see this content. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe. I'm doing new videos weekly. Almost couldn't say videos then. Videos. Thanks for watching. I'll just finish off by saying mail order jobs. If you've got something that you want repaired, get in touch on the Tring Shoe Repair Facebook page. Send me some pictures and we can have a chat about your job. And once again, thanks for checking out the video, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.